Hi, this is Stone Evans from Sleep Hacker, and this is my first sleep journal video entry. In this video and in future videos, what I plan to do is share some of my personal feedback on how I'm sleeping, share some of my sleep stats with you, and share some of the strategies, the tips, tricks, and hacks that I'm using to improve my sleep. Now, for that, I'm going to refer to my Oura Ring stats. So what I'm going to do here is go ahead and open my Oura Ring app. And let me pull that up. We'll pull it into screen here. Let's move it over there. So here we are. I'm going to open my Oura app. So what I'm going to look at, what I'm going to share is how I slept last night according to Oura Ring. And, you know, my own personal experience is that I slept okay, which is about average for me. I haven't really been sleeping very well. I wake up a lot throughout the night. I go to the bathroom several times every night. Sometimes I get hungry in the middle of the night and I'll eat something. So there's a lot of things going on in my sleep that are disruptive, that aren't optimum at all. So what we see here when we go over into Oura is that my readiness level for today is 79. Now, Oura says that's good. It's my average. And you'll see people who are tracking their sleep and their readiness, and they'll be in the 80s or 90s. You know, you can have a much higher level of readiness for life. That's your energy. That's your heart rate variability. That's, you know, what gets higher and higher as you sleep better, as you recover better, as you fuel yourself better. So right now, you know, my average is pretty much in this range. So 79 last night. And what it says here is it says your overall readiness is good, but your resting heart rate lowered late last night. Could it be that you ate too close to bedtime? Eating earlier in the evening will give enough time for your digestive system to do its job. Now, last night, I don't think I ate too late to begin with. So I do aim to have my last meal of the day around 6 o'clock usually. Sometimes I do eat later. You know, I'm not perfectly consistent by any means. But what certainly did happen last night is that I went to sleep, and I went to sleep in my bed with my wife. And something that has been happening for like the last couple of years is that I'm not able to stay in my bed at night. I just get uncomfortable. I get a little agitated. I'm more sensitive. I'm hearing noises in the bedroom, whether from the air conditioning system or my wife breathing. Not her fault. It's just I've become more sensitive over the years, recent years. And so I've often got up and I've moved to the couch to sleep, which is not optimum at all. There are benefits for me. It's totally quiet in there. There are drawbacks. There's more ambient light. So I need to wear a sleep mask when I go to the couch. The couch isn't as comfortable as my bed, but for some reason I moved there. And I'd like to change that. So what did happen for me last night is I went to sleep in bed and I woke up maybe around 11. I went to bed at 10, woke up around 11. Was a little hungry, and so I made myself a little bowl of keto cereal. It's pretty good, healthy, kind of granola type cereal with dried blueberries and some whole milk, and had a bowl of that. And 15 minutes later, went back to bed, and I was all right, and had kind of a restless night, but my usual kind of night. And if you see, if I go down into my Oura here, so the next stat besides my readiness is my sleep. So Oura tells me that I started sleep last night at 9:59 p.m. and I woke up at 7:08 a.m. So, and gives me a score of 78 being good. My lowest resting heart rate was 46 beats per minute. And I slept out of the nearly, I think, 9 hours I was in bed, I slept for 6 hours and 31 minutes. So that's like 2.5 hours of tossing and turning, not really being asleep. Not very good. So this is what I aim to change here. This is why I started Sleep Hacker. This is why I study people who are experts in sleep, and am learning to apply strategies and lifestyle changes that will help me improve my sleep. And I'm sharing it that maybe I'll be able to help other people out there improve their sleep as well. Now, I went now into my sleep section of Oura, and so you get a little more detailed stat here. As you can see, total sleep 6 hours, 31 minutes last night, and I was in bed for 9 hours and 9 minutes. So that's a sleep efficiency of 71%. Basically, 29% of the time I'm not asleep. And again, that's my average right now. So this is my baseline. This is where I have an opportunity to grow and improve. I don't know how long it's been since I've laid down at night and just woken up in the morning. That seems like a dream. That seems like an amazing thing. I think it was probably being a kid when I was able to do that. So right now I wake up a lot during the middle of the night. I sleep fairly lightly. And so a goal will be to sleep through the entire night and then see what kind of measurements, what kind of numbers I'm getting then, and what kind of energy and productivity and clarity of mind and just focus and all the good things that will come from sleeping better. I mean, I'm really excited to see what's possible when I start to make changes in myself that will lead to better sleep. So if I dive in a little further here, see, Aura's nice. You know, you get this daily recap of kind of what happened last night. What I like about what happened is right here in this section where I can see my REM and deep sleep. For me, those are not bad numbers. So it's telling me that I had 1 hour and 35 minutes in the REM state of sleep, and that I had 1 hour and 41 minutes in the deep restorative sleep. So those are both numbers that if you see some of the best sleepers out there who record their stats, those numbers will often be considerably higher. Some people are getting, 3-4 hours of deep restorative sleep per night, maybe more REM sleep. There are nights where I'm only getting 20 or 30 minutes of deep sleep, or maybe an hour of REM sleep, according to how Oura is able to measure these things. So, but for me, that's good. This is a good baseline. I've had worse nights for sure, at least according to the stats. And just generally how I feel pretty good today. I have energy, I have clarity, I have motivation. I kind of feel like I've had a good night's sleep relative to how I sleep. But I know it can be much better, and that's what I'm here to work on. And so if I come here, this is it's famous in my family. This is my graph for how how my nights go right now. And so what we hear, this is my time asleep. And the white is basically awake. And the light blue is REM. The little bit darker blue is light sleep, and the deep dark blue at the bottom is your deep sleep. And everybody throughout the night goes through these waves of sleep. You're going to go into REM and a light sleep and a deep sleep, and you'll come out, and there are natural sleep cycles that we all go through. And for me, what's happening is a lot of interruption for whatever reason, hormonal, comfort, so many factors that I'll be exploring and working to improve for myself. But these factors are causing me to have very interrupted sleep. And so you see, I'm in and out of sleep all night long. This is not a normal graph at all. It's probably normal for a lot of the population, though, because sleep is difficult for a lot of people. But I aim to change this. This is my starting point. This is fairly average for me. I love Oura. It's given me great stats every day. My lowest resting heart rate for the evening. This is kind of my heart rate graph throughout the night, starting at like 9:59 p.m. Through 7 o'clock this morning. And so it looks like, things are going on. I wake up, my heart rate spikes in the middle of the night. It's kind of back and forth. And interesting to me is that my lowest resting heart rate, marked by the little white spot there, more toward the morning, more toward when I'm waking up, was right around 46 beats per minute, with an average nightly heart rate of 51 beats per minute. And then my HRV, heart rate variability. This is really a big measurement of your readiness. It's the variability of how your heart beats, and you want more variability. And so many things influence this. This is another area that I'm learning. I'm determined to improve, because heart rate variability is one of those things that when you have great heart rate variability, you're more resilient, you're more, I think you're more productive and powerful in life. It's something you want to cultivate, is a higher heart rate variability. So when I'm looking at mine right now, I just find it interesting. I don't know enough about it to know what's good, what's bad throughout the night, to be honest right now, but I'm going to learn over time and how to improve my heart rate variability. But it starts out fairly low all night long until we get to about 2 a.m. and it starts to pick up, and then it gets really high right around when I'm waking up. So about 7 a.m. is I'm starting to peak in my heart rate variability for last night. So these are some of the stats. Oura is also a activity tracker. I won't go into that right now. The focus here for me is sleep and improving these numbers, improving just what I experience in sleep and how deeply I restore, so that I can build better long-term health, better long-term results in my life. And I'd like to show you now, I've been learning for a number of years, but there's a few things well, let me go to reflection first. There are a few things I did last night that I think negatively affected my sleep. So in sleep hacking, it's experimenting, it's testing nutrition, the time you eat, the supplements you take, what light you expose yourself to in the morning, at night. It's how you exercised. It's all these variables of life that are different every day, and testing and experimenting and seeing what happens. This is sleep hacking, seeing what happens in your sleep and recovery. So I've been learning for a number of years, hacking, biohacking, improving health, and these things. So I have some strategies in my bag already that I test and experiment with. And I'm going to see over the course of this sleep journal what works, what doesn't work, and how I can get to where I want to go. One of the things I did last night, right before bed, I went to my infrared light I have on the wall, infrared light panel, and a vibration plate under it, which I generally do about once per day. But I see that some people that I respect and admire in the world of health, they use infrared light at night before bed. So I wanted to test it. I haven't really done very much testing in that area. So last night I did a 10-minute session of infrared light on my whole body, and standing on a vibration plate at the same time. But this was literally about 10 minutes before bed. And if I'm to evaluate it now, I kind of feel like it didn't help me. I kind of feel like it energized me more. When I woke up at 11 o'clock, had my bowl of cereal. After that, I just felt like I didn't feel normal. I didn't feel like I normally do, like it was easy to go back to sleep for me, which it's usually pretty easy. I'm not a ruminator. I'm someone, my mind is generally at ease. So even though I wake up a lot, I generally go back to sleep fairly easily. But last night, I just felt a kind of energy and a kind of certain subtle agitation when I woke up and was going back to sleep. And in my mind at that time, I pointed to the infrared and the vibration plate, and I thought maybe that was too stimulating for me at that hour. So that's one thing. That's a hack and reflection that for now I'm not going to include doing that at that hour of day. The other thing, of course, that is not optimum for sleep, nor the goals that I have with my physical body in wanting to lose some weight, which is one of the things that I think will help me improve sleep as well, is getting up and eating something. So So I plan to change that, but that was one of the things that I, at 11 o'clock at night, didn't have the discipline to do. So 11 o'clock, I was feeling pretty hungry. I went to my go-to, my little bowl of cereal and milk, and I ate it. And you know, that's I want to change that. But I felt more comfortable after that. I did go back to sleep. And if I go back to my sleep graph here, when I look at it, it's funny. I think I did go back into some deep sleep there right around 1 a.m., between 1 and 2 a.m. in that dark blue section. And that is after my bowl of cereal and going back to sleep. So it calmed me down in that way. But it is something I want to change long term, and I don't think is really beneficial to me. And then the third thing that I did that I want to change, that I really haven't been able to change in quite a while, is getting up out of bed and moving to the couch. Few things that are, you know, in my bedroom, a few things that are great about it is the bed is nicer. It is more comfortable. The room is cooler. It is darker. We have blackout curtains. We've blocked off all LED lights or anything that might illuminate the room in any kind of way. So it's a better sleep environment. When I get up and I move to the couch, I go through the house and it's just generally more ambient light in the living room. I'm sleeping on a couch, which isn't all that comfortable. But for some reason, for me, my sensitivity, when I go to the couch, it's a little quieter to me. I feel more on my own, which part of me likes that. And there are studies that indicate that, you know, for a lot of people, sleeping separately is actually better for sleep. Some people go back and forth, sometimes sleeping with their partner, sometimes not. But still, whether that would be the entire case for me, going to a couch to sleep in ambient light that comes in from windows that don't have blackout curtains and other appliances in the house, I need to wear a sleep mask when I go there. And last night I didn't even do that. And this is the result. I'm having very interrupted sleep. So those are a few of the things when I reflect back on last night that I would change, that I would want to do better. And then I want to share with you what is my current sleep stack. So I really believe in the concept of stacking. So combining activities or supplements or a wind down process, stacking things together that will help you build or accumulate results, synergistic results. So there are a few supplements, there are a few things that I have been implementing on and off for the last couple of years at least, things that I think right now do help me sleep. Sometimes I do them, sometimes I don't. Some of them are supplements, and I'll show you kind of what I did last night, what I'm going to add in tonight as a test. So one thing I've been doing consistently is this Calm magnesium, just like a scoop of that in a glass of water and about an hour before bed. So magnesium is calming. It's a tasty drink. I think it has benefit for me. So it's like magnesium citrate. And I combine that. You know, I listened to a podcast maybe 6 months ago, and the guy was talking about sleep and the things he does to hack his sleep. And two things that he brought up was magnesium threonate. So this is a magnesium threonate I use. And last night I took one capsule of this along with apigenin right here. Apigenin is a bioflavonoid from chamomile tea. So I think it's really like an extract, like if you drink a chamomile tea for the relaxing and sleep-inducing benefits of it, apigenin is, I believe, the concentrated element of that can help with relaxation. So I've been incorporating those two into my nightly sleep stack. So I've just taken one capsule of each of those. And another thing I learned about I think I originally learned about this from Dave Asprey. And this is Life Cycle's lion's mane extract. So lion's mane is super good for your brain and neurogenesis. And this particular extract, Dave was very excited about in terms of it helping him improve I believe his REM sleep numbers. I know that when my wife takes this, that she reports deeper sleep. She says when I started taking lion's mane at night that I've been reporting my dreams more. So it's something anecdotally and from hearing from others. I include lion's mane pretty much in my daily routine, but I have been experimenting with taking that particular supplement as an extract about an hour before bed, sometimes right before bed. And I can't say for sure, but it is part of my sleep stack and something I'm using for some time to move me in the direction of better sleep. And the other thing I take right before bed is just a teaspoon of Manuka honey. So, there's something you hear is that if you have some kind of good quality sugar before bed, like a honey, that it I think it will reduce the cortisol you might have at night. It will keep that hunger at bay. It will keep the brain satisfied so it can stay more relaxed. So it is something I'm incorporating consistently right now. And that's kind of my sleep supplement stack. Now, there's two things I'm going to change tonight in an effort to, one, curb my appetite and hopefully not wake up hungry, or have the discipline if I do wake up hungry, that it's light enough that I can move on. I'm going to give myself, I have some psyllium fiber, so I'm going to take about a 5-gram scoop of that with water about an hour before bed. And fiber, psyllium, husk fiber is good for you generally. At least I think it is for me. And I think it will give me a little bit more, it will keep me more satisfied so that I don't get hungry in the middle of the night, at least at the early part of the night. I think once I'm past like 2 or 3 a.m., I've never really eaten at that time. So I think I just need to get through that little window and not eat, which will be good for me. And then one of my friends, she listened to my first video and she gave me some tips that she uses to sleep better. And one of those was ashwagandha. So she'll have like a hot bath, she'll do some journaling, drink a sleepy time tea was the one she likes. And then she says she'll do an ashwagandha. So for me, what I'm going to do, and I take ashwagandha, I take it as a, to give me more resilience just generally in life, to help with my male hormones. It's just a great, adaptogenic herb. It is something that I include every day in my life, but I'm going to take her tip, and that's what this journey is for me, is to learn and to test and to apply new hacks, new tips, new tricks that are working for other people that maybe they're going to work for me. So in addition to the things that I already take at night, I'm going to, about an hour before bed, just take 2 ashwagandha and add that to my sleep stack, and I'll see how that affects my sleep, if I'm able to tell any difference tonight. So those are a couple of changes I'm making. And then there's a couple of other kind of nighttime lifestyle strategies, sleep hacks that I use on and off. If you study sleep, what you want to know is that at night, or when the sun has gone down, you want to reduce your exposure as much as possible to blue light. And we live in an electronic environment in our houses, the light bulbs, the televisions, every appliance in our house has different lights that emanate in different ways. And I've been conscious of that for a few years. And so there's different things I do. I have little red tape that I put on different LED lights. We use a tool on our television called Drift TV that allows me to change the blue light on the TV to an amber light. It really takes out all the blue. So if we want to watch TV after dark, on my computer screen, I use the Iris app, the Iris program that changes the blue light of the computer screen to whatever shade of light I want. I can take out all the blue or as much blue as I want in order to not have that impact, because the more blue light exposure you have at night, the more difficult it's going to be to sleep for most people. It is affecting us. It's affecting our mitochondria. So it's something you want to reduce your exposure to. So been conscious of that for a few years, been doing different things in the house. And you'll see that a lot of people in the sleep hacking and biohacking community, they'll wear, blue light blocking glasses at night. So this is a simple, inexpensive pair of blue light blocking glasses I have. I got these on Amazon. I like these because they don't have, this prominent frame. They're easy for me to see through. They make things look orange, but it's blocking a lot of that blue light. And I'll often wear these in the evening, in addition to the iris that I use on my computer, in addition to what I use on my television. So I like these. These are comfortable. These are very inexpensive. I'll use those, but I'm inconsistent. And what I want to change is my consistency. I'd like to use these a little more because one of my major role models, Dave Asprey, in sleep hacking, biohacking, he says that even a tiny amount, let's say you've been really good about your blue light exposure, but you go brush your teeth and the light in the bathroom or the light on your toothbrush is enough to disrupt the quality of your sleep that night, even if it's only a few seconds of exposure. And so if that's true, then I want to do everything I can to maximize how I'm protecting myself from that. And he says that even if you think you slept well, you could have slept better if you didn't get that little bit of exposure. And most people get a lot more than a few seconds of LED light right before bed. And, there's lights everywhere, and you'll want to reduce those if you want to improve your sleep. I believe that, I've learned that, and I'm committed to practicing it even more by incorporating these glasses and being more mindful of my own exposure in the evenings. And this is another pair of glasses I have. These are my True Dark glasses. These are from Dave Asprey's company. Now these are much more these are much more serious because they pretty much they're called True Dark, and I believe that it's like what you see when you look out of them is red, and it's really relaxing to the eyes, and it takes out a lot more light exposure, evening light exposure, than just your orange glasses like this or other blue light blocking glasses. I think these are some of the these block the most light, and they call it True Dark because it's like your brain, your nervous system is actually feeling like it's dark, but you can still see. And I like these glasses a lot, and I have tested them a little bit, not a whole lot. And what I've learned is that it would be a good thing to do, and what I'd like to start testing for myself is wear them for about an hour before bed. So that final hour before you go to bed, put on your True Dark glasses and don't take them off until you're crawling in bed at night. My difficulty with True Darks is that I like to work on the computer, sometimes in the evenings, sometimes as much as an hour or 30 minutes before I'm planning to go to bed. And I have difficulty seeing as clearly as I need to through the True Darks. Now, maybe I need to improve my vision. And one of the things I've noticed is that as I get better night's sleep, it seems my vision is a little bit better the next day. If I have a bad night's sleep, then my vision is a little bit more blurry the next day. So that's also something that I'm working on and tracking. But my difficulty with True Darks is working on the computer. I think some people still do and still do it well. But they're great glasses. And these are something I'm going to start incorporating more. I'm going to start testing, including tonight. So I'm really going to be conscious of that tonight and see how I can improve my sleep. And the other thing that I use in my sleep that I find essential is probably for the past couple of years, I'm conscious of my breathing, and one of the sleep hacks a lot of people use is to tape their mouth at night because it's better to breathe through your nose than through your mouth. And there's whole study and science that goes into that. I'm a pretty conscious nose breather in general. Like most of the time when I'm living my life, my daily life, my mouth is closed and I breathe through my nose. It's just natural to me. And so most of the time when I'm asleep, I notice that my mouth is closed and I breathe through my nose. But what I've learned is that I can improve the comfort and the oxygen that I get through my nose. I wear a little nose strip at night. So, this will tape to your nose, you peel off the layer, and I put it on, and it kind of pulls your nostrils out a little bit, and it opens the airways. And for me, this is this is essential these days. I mean, I breathe fine, but I love how it feels to breathe with one of these on. It's so much more open at night when I'm laying in bed. It just feels open, and that feels more comfortable to me. And I know this is one sleep hack that really works well for me and that I've been doing consistently for a couple of years. And I know that if I wasn't using it, I'd be sleeping worse than I already am. So this is definitely something that works well. And that's my range of general sleep hacks that I use on a consistent basis. So this has been my first. Let's see if I had any other notes I wanted to share. I think that's it. My goals for tonight actually are, I am going to change a few things. So last night I did the infrared light from the wall. I'm planning to use my infrared sauna tonight about 2 to 3 hours before bed. So I want to use sauna for detox benefits, for helping me lose weight and to get the infrared light exposure. But I'm going to do that 2 to 3 hours before bed tonight. I'm going to wear my blue light blocking glasses, probably my True Darks 1 hour before bed. I'm going to take my supplements as usual. I'm going to add in the psyllium. I'm going to add in the ashwagandha. And one other thing I'm going to add in tonight is 15 minutes of stretching before bed. So I do like to stretch. I don't always do it. I always feel better when I do it. So I'm going to, about 15 minutes before I go to bed, as part of my wind down routine, I'm going to add in 15 minutes of stretching. And I'm going to start my night in my bed with my wife with the goal of staying in bed at night. I think that it is a better place for me to sleep for a lot of reasons. I haven't been able to do it with any kind of consistency in quite a while. So that's my goal. My goal is I will go to bed, lay down in bed with my wife, and see if I can make it through the night, which is a funny thing, but that's included in my goals for tonight. So that's my sleep journal for today. I will update this, I think, regularly. My goal is daily. Let's see how I can do with that, and how you find it interesting or not, or valuable. If you do like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you think it can help somebody, please share it. And I appreciate your attention and look forward to sharing more of my sleep journey with you.